Hey everyone, welcome to the channel where today we're going to talk about Alice Darling. I just got back from seeing it in the theater, so let's dive on in on what my thoughts are. So, just to begin, a synopsis, a young woman trapped in an abusive relationship becomes the unwitting participant in an intervention staged by her two closest friends. So, just going into this, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of talk what my thoughts are on the film. Overall, I thought this was a good film. I think it's one I would recommend if you're looking for something to watch, but it's not one that I'd go out of my way to see. So I think ultimately it does a lot of good things, but it didn't seem like the most profound or groundbreaking of a film to necessarily elevate it higher than a letter grade of a B for me. But I thought it would have been interesting going into this film blind. I knew the basic synopsis, and I don't know. I think it would have been interesting to realize that that's what it was about while you were watching it. So that was I probably could have gone in blind. I didn't know anything until earlier today. I think I or yesterday maybe I glanced at a synopsis, but that's okay. It didn't necessarily ruin the movie, but I thought the thing that the movie did very well was the friendship between the three women that the film focuses on, and yeah, I think that was probably the most interesting thing was seeing the nature of their relationship. How two of them are a little bit more estranged, and two of them are still pretty close, but they're kind of not as close as they used to be, and I don't know. It's just interesting seeing kind of all of them go through what they're going through. How do you support somebody who's in a not very good relationship, in a toxic relationship? You don't want to push them too far where you break your friendship. It's yeah, it's very tricky, I imagine. So I think the film did a good job of capturing that, and that's probably my favorite thing about it. It's definitely hard to watch. Like it's no fun seeing somebody go through a toxic relationship and kind of be in denial of that, but then also have to kind of admit it. It's very hard to see, but it wasn't boring. It wasn't like the hard to watch because the film was boring. It's just the subject matter was very serious. So I think it definitely makes you think. It made me think. If you are friends with somebody who's going through that, how would you support them? Like how do you like you don't want to force their hand. You kind of want to maybe push them to do the right thing, but sometimes there isn't much you can do, and that can be frustrating. So I think it's kind of interesting. Well, like how do you act as a friend to somebody who's in a toxic relationship, and then also if you're like in a toxic relationship, how do you be on the lookout for that? How can you I don't know. That's difficult once you find yourself in that situation. But I mean, yeah, I think one of the hardest things to hear in the film was when she's like, "Well, he's never hurt me," and you're like, "Oh, that's." I don't know if she used the word hurt or like hit, but like there are lots of types of hurt, and one like psychological abuse and like verbal abuse is definitely a form of abuse. It doesn't just need to be physical, but yeah, so I don't know. Those are some of the main things that kind of stood out to me about the film. It's still very fresh. I literally just got home from the theater and seeing it. But yeah, overall, it's a B. I think it's one I would recommend if you're looking for something to watch and there isn't necessarily something better that you're already interested in going to see. But yeah, it's a good film, but not a must see. Probably not doesn't demand the theater watch. It's certainly I think probably more of a streaming level movie. That said, I mean any movie's good in theaters. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below if you've had a chance to see the film. I'd love to hear about it. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you like staying up to date on movie reviews. And with that, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.